Sharp Game here, coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com, off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. And I got a question from a subscriber, and he wanted to know, what's the difference between nice guys and players? What's the difference between nice guys and players? And this is an easy one. The difference between nice guys and players, for the most part, is the sex. Sex. See, sex is a great equalizer. See, and if you don't believe it, go out and talk to a lot of women, especially white women. As a matter of fact, even some white guys have just got to a point or just face reality and say, hey, you know what? I can't compete with these guys out here. I got to do what I got to do to maintain my relationship with my wife or my long-time girlfriend. So he'll do what he got to do to satisfy her. And this is how swinger clubs came about. Yeah, this is where you have these different types of relationships or different type of arrangements that hot wives and swinger couples have with other men. And this shit these type of relationships been going on for before I was born. So it's nothing new. It's new for us as far as non-white people, because that's not really a part of our culture. That's not something that we do as a people very much. Of course, there's some non-white people that have different kind of relationships as far as women do, as far as men go, of course. But it's not really the average black woman is not going to have a relationship like that. But as far as sex is involved anyway. But the average white woman, I can't say the same because I'm not sure. But what I can say is a lot of white women, a lot of non-white women, as far as some say Asian women, white women, or a lot of women overseas especially, they have relations with guys and it strictly involves sex. It's all about the sex. You know what I mean? And see, I used to think that some of these married women were crazy because they would fucking make arrangements and make plans in advance, putting their livelihood, their marriage in jeopardy. They would drive 4 hours away and sometimes get on a plane early in the morning and come back in the evening like she's going to work. Or they would drive across town and make it seem like she went to work, but in reality she didn't. She just went over to another guy's house. So I used to think that these women are crazy, right? But as I got older and when I started having the same or similar experience, I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. You know, I get it. I understand now. Now, logically speaking, a guy, even some guys, or even some women would say, that woman's crazy. I don't think it's worth it. But they're not thinking like that. They're not thinking logically. Everything is based on emotions, because that sex is the great equalizer. And see, a lot of women will get married to the nice guy and have all the you know, the house, the car, the kids, and whatever else she sees as value. But on the side, she's going to have 1 to 2 guys during the marriage. So, you know, I've been on both sides of the coin. I've been the nice guy, and now I'm the player because I understand the game. So you might be asking, well, how the hell do I become one of those guys that women are crazy about? Do I have to be a celebrity? No, celebrities are overrated. A lot of these celebrities are nice guys. Believe it or not, a lot of these celebrities really don't have it the way you really think. A lot of these celebrities and a lot of these entertainers, they don't really have it like that. They kind of you know, they kind of have to buy their way into almost everything. Really, they just leveraging their status within society. But I'm gonna say that's it. Money only go but so far. You know what I'm saying? But if you're a player, that's gonna open more doors than what money could do on the surface level. But if you got money and you're a player, oh man, shit, the world is your oyster. So, you know, I would say, hey, try to have both. It only makes sense. But to become a player, this is something, it's not going to happen overnight. You have to develop that. You know, there's different levels to the game, but it's going to take time. Years. It's not going to, it probably won't happen if you're in the early 20s. It probably won't happen. You probably won't have women yelling and screaming and chasing you in your early 20s. It probably won't happen for most guys. It probably won't happen for 80% of the guys. But that's okay. That's fine. Because by the time you develop yourself, if you keep learning, if you keep traveling, if you keep having more experience, by the time you hit your maybe late 20s or early 30s, you might be on that level. You might be one of those guys that have a lot of women chasing after him. You might be one of those guys where being with women is effortless. Attracting women is effortless. It's not a big deal. You have so many women where it's like you got to turn them down. Even when you're not trying to talk to women, they're campaigning. So nobody's born like that. You have to work yourself up to that. But sex is the great equalizer. No doubt. And if, like I said, if you don't believe it, go talk to some of these women out here, especially white women. I think white women will probably be honest with you more than any other women out here. But that's the answer to that question. So if you like what you heard, check out my books, subscribe to my channel, join my Players Club. Until next time, I'm out.